viewers, welcome to another exciting episode of Your Voice podcast from the PBAT Media Center. My name is Hawa Malemi and I am your host. And on today's episode, I have a committed and focused leader, a registered engineer with the Council for the Regulation of Engineers in Nigeria. He started his career briefly with Sokoto Cement Company of Northern Nigeria as a technical officer and later joined the Federal Ministry of Works and Productivity and rose to the position of Chief Trade Testing Officer. This person is no other than Engineer Farouk Ahmed Umar, presently the Managing Director of Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. Sir, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir. I would like to congratulate you on your 1 year in office, sir, and I would like you to discuss some of the significant achievements the agency has attained during your 1 year tenure as the Managing Director of Nigerian Airspace Management Agency.
Well, thank you for that question. I think since the assumption of office, the significant performance or achievement that I have made so far, one, engaging the union to douse the tension that we met on ground as far as the condition of service is concerned. And there was no clear-cut decision by the previous management to address all the agitations coming from the union. That is one. Two, as an air service navigation provider, we cannot work in isolation without the rest. So I embark on extensive partnership with sister organizations, airlines, and international organizations, because as an air service navigation provider, our responsibility is to make sure that whoever is a stakeholder, we collaborate and engage so that we will have a same place, and that is better for the growth of the aviation industry. And to God be the glory, we are able to flow in the direction we have designed it to be. So after 1 year, when I look back, I give glory to Almighty Allah. Thank you.
That's a very good one, sir, and well done for your efforts. So as the Managing Director of Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, what are your top priorities for the agency, your vision for modernizing air navigation infrastructure, and how do you collaborate internationally to achieve these goals?
This is a very important question. One, as an air navigation service provider, we are responsible, or rather, to ensure self-efficient and expeditious and economic air navigation services across the nation airport. That means you have to make sure the movement from point A to point B is seamless. That's to make it from an element point of view. So we decided to address headlong the CNSATM that is key to our primary responsibility. And what we have done is to introduce some concepts like performance-based navigation. We have a free route airspace. We have flight instrument procedures. And then also we come up with SMS, that is safety management, safety management system. This is it's a kind of like a KPI to us, to be able to, whenever there's a kind of deviation, we'll be able to know that safety is being compromised. So all is to prevent incident and accident within the system. You are aware that safety is sacred in aviation. So our primary focus is to make sure that that safety is not compromised at all. Because when an aircraft takes off, it has no parking space in the air. Therefore, safety is well prepared while on ground. And in aviation, whatever we are doing, we focus on safety. So throughout my tenure, we'll make sure that safety is not only there, we make sure that we play in line with standard and recommended practice of ICAO. And we are being regulated by Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulation. So it's a global issue. It's not domesticated. So we must be at par with the rest of the world. And that is why ICAO came up with this slogan, no country should be left behind. So in Nigeria, we are doing whatever we are supposed to do, humanly possible, to make sure we key in so that we are not left behind.
Of course. Thank you for that, sir. So in terms of infrastructure developments, are there plans for Nigerian Airspace Management Agency to expand air traffic control centers? And how does Nigerian Airspace Management Agency promote sustainable aviation practices?
If I get this question right, you are talking about air traffic control system. Yes, with the proliferation of airports, if you expect more air traffic control to us. But the question, I think, is not directly talking about, well, there's a concept we came with, that's a dual surveillance system, and that is area control. It's not really tower, it's an area control. It's a system where you control pilots above 40,000 feet, 400,000 feet, and these aircraft that you are controlling, you don't see them. You are in a cubicle. So it's only an interface between the aircraft and the human being that is inside, being guided by the equipment that is working with. So why we came with this dual surveillance system, the present TRACON system we are having is for civilian use. It's not meant for military capabilities. And don't forget that we have challenges in this country. And the insurgency, the banditry, Boko Haram, and what have you. So we have two radar systems. Let me break it down so that you'll understand where I'm heading to. You have primary radar and you have secondary radar. The primary radar covers up to 60 nautical miles, while the secondary radar covers up to 250 nautical miles. These they combine together from the entire Nigeria airspace. But the challenge we're having here, the primary radar is independent. If an aircraft is coming into this country, whether it is a friendly one or a foreign one, it doesn't require cooperation. It will pick you. It will detect you. But it doesn't go far. It's stopped at 60 nautical miles. The one that goes far is dependent. If you are an enemy aircraft and you don't want to cooperate with it, you switch off your transponder, that secondary radar cannot detect. So what any enemy aircraft normally do when they are coming into the country is to come in between 60 nautical miles and 250 nautical miles and drop their weapons. Because the pillagers kept on saying that they used to see aircraft dropping weapons and war. And yet we cannot see them. Yes, we cannot see them because they are beyond the primary radar that can actually detect them whether they like it or not. So they are smart enough, they know the kind of system we're having. So because of that limitation, we decided to come up with this dual surveillance system. And graciously the President approved it. We were led by two ministers, Minister of Aviation and Minister of Defense. We went to Spain and to find solution to our security challenges in the country. Having said that, so where we are at the moment, we are going to have a dual surveillance system, one for the civilian use, two for the military and command use, so that it will have the full-fledged capability that it can detect and bring down an enemy aircraft for interrogation and what have you, not necessarily to crash. So this is where we are, and the question you asked is directly referring to the area control system. Now, we have, let me put it this way, sectorization. We have Kano FIRS and we have Lagos FIRS. These are the two sectors we are having that control the entire Nigerian airspace. So yes, we want to expand it to 6 to reflect the 6 regional components we have in the country. So when we do that, we are building our corporate headquarters. Now, instead of having an area control command in Kano, Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Abuja, and so on, you are going to have it in our corporate headquarters, commanding the entire Nigerian effort in one spot. Is to enhance safety. Because what we were having before, the air traffic controller, if he passes traffic to Lagos, for instance, he has to use what you call ATSDS, a communication system within the aviation industry, to communicate that, yes, I have passed an aircraft too, and whatever data or parameters he needs, that he has to pass it. But now it's just a question of you're all in one stop shop like this, and when you pass a traffic, it's just a question of turning and telling the police, take note of our pass distance. I think by that you have enhanced safety more than where communication can fail you if you are calling from Lagos and what have you. Environmental factors can interfere. So in aviation, whatever you can do to improve our safety is encouraged. And that is why we are. So we are doing everything possible to make sure that we deploy this technology for the safety of the flying public in Nigeria.
That's a very good move, sir. And my next question is, what initiatives is the agency, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, undertaking to promote tourism through aviation? And how do you plan to overcome any obstacle that may hinder these efforts?
Yes, it is obvious that our contribution to tourism growth in Nigeria is not easily seen. It's just it's abstract. Don't forget that we're the international gateway of the nation. So the service we provide attracts both domestic and international tourists to come into the country. So once we provide safe sky and reliable air navigation service, then you find that we are making it more affordable, more accessible for them to come into the country. That is our own contribution significantly to the growth of tourism in Nigeria. And the only way we can sustain it is to make sure that we adopt our own KPI, and that is we minimize risks, incidents, and accidents, so that the world will know that Nigeria is the safest place to come in terms of air transportation. The more they come in, the more they improve the tourism sector, as you mentioned. So that's the area that we contribute positively.
Good one. And my final question is, as someone who has effectively united people across Kebbi State's 21 local governments through the Tinubu Kaurangwandu Continuity Movement, are you considering a career in politics, or what drove you to create this movement?
This question is interesting because you have localized it to where I come from. That is probably, I don't understand your perception of politics. The politics is all about serving and uniting people. That's what I've been doing all my life.
Wow.
As a professional, I serve, and I will continue to serve as long as I exist. As managing director, I'm serving at the moment, and that has been my way of life. So I really don't understand. If policy is all about service, that means you can as well take it as a career to somebody who believes in rendering service to human beings. All my life, all I do is to serve people, and I will continue to do so where I find, in whatever capacity I find myself. Don't forget that the TKG simply means Tinubu Kaurangwandu Continuity Movement. You are from the state, I know, I'm aware that for the past 24 years of democracy, Kebbi State has never felt or bid itself at the state capital. We are more or less like a glorified local government. The kind of transformation we are seeing is unparalleled, unprecedented. And honestly, any indigenous who is patriotic will do everything possible to complement the role of the governor. To me, and first within me, that's the only thing I can do as a policy. Because TKG to me is in line with the philosophy of me in terms of service. So naturally, I see they're just offering service to people and to also complement the effort of the governor on what he's doing. In terms of maybe seeing it political career and what have you, I've already addressed that and I told you that if service is what people term as career, then let it be. But the truth of the matter is I'm only out to serve humanity as long as I live.
May you live long to serve humanity, sir.
Amen.
And thank you. Thanks for having us and thanks for answering our questions. This brings us to the end of our today's episode of Your Voice podcast from the PBAT Media Center with Engineer Farouk Ahmed, the Managing Director of Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. My name is Hawa Malemi. Subscribe on our channels below and stay tuned for more episodes. Thank you.